Well, I can share that when my grandfather passed away at his funeral, I had taken I had written so far of my memoir, and I put it in the pocket of his suit coat, and nobody had seen this. And so he was buried with, these stories that I had written about him. And then we were driving, like I was driving my cousin somewhere, and she was like, "Oh, I just had to let you know, like I had a dream about Grandpa, and he wanted me to tell you that he read, whatever you were doing." So I feel, so we had talked about this, that, and you probably get this sense that the veil is probably non-existent in my upbringing, or it's very, very thin. And it thins at times of the years, but, throughout the year. And so that was sort of my sign, right? And so yet I have to finish this memoir. But I did an etymology search on ritual. And what's interesting, sort of thinking about that idea of holding the past and the future. So I went through ritual, I went through observation, I looked at all these word origins, and it was really interesting. What I discovered, it was sort of, it basically came down to this idea of to make whole. I traced a bunch of words. I'm not going to go through everything that I went through, but one of the things that I arrived at was ritual as a way to make whole, right? And so when I think about the writing practice of what I try to attend to in my writing, it is this attempt to bring wholeness to something, to an experience that is fractured.
To be a writer is at times having a lot of bravery and courage to look back and forward at the heartbreak places and attend. I love that word, attend to our broken hearts and help us heal so that we can move forward. So I'm going to see if I can find this. Mish kalam means not speak in Arabic. My mind is empty for the language it does not speak. What would it have been like as a child to peer through the algebra of words, to peer through the algebra of words, formulas between two, English wa Arabi, mish kalam? And what would it have been like to have a place for my tongue to rest inside ra and kha and ain, when now there is only the King's English and the sympathetic faces of tourist trade workers who speak better English and Japanese and German than I do Arabic, and who, as if their words were dripping into a dirty ashtray, speak such flowers as Ismek ya habibti. At 24, on a trip to the Maghreb, an auntie would speak to me, but the armor of an industrialized nation and a father's attempt at protection kept the words from sticking in the hot kitchen. Wahed, Ithnain, Thalatha, Araba. Like a baby who knows whose breast is whose, I reached for you, drank the numbers. Wahed, eh? I want to fall backwards and be born into a place truly mine, one that would not have my fingers bang on a piano, leaving my papoose oud silent. Light skin over dark, French over sand, hot smoke, dust under the corn woman, ravaged husks burning. Sink me back to a place before the throat and its ineffectual articulations, deep isolation masked as shyness or boldness. If I could talk to you, I would kiss you, walk through the dunes inside of me.